The path of love is probably one of the most important journeys any human being can make.
A path of love is a 7-day, quite intensive process where everyone gets the opportunity to really look at what it is that makes them operate, what it is that makes you behave in the ways that you are.
It's a journey out of separation into the heart, out of feeling shut out and disconnected and alien, to feeling welcome and connected and like, yes, I belong here.
It is a heart-focused process. Although we do a lot of work with the mind, we do investigate into the mind, we investigate into the way that our personalities are made up, but it's very experiential and it's very focused on feeling. So as we start to let go and the mind releases its hold, we literally do open in the heart.
The path of love is very unique. It's not like any other process. What happens is really that we're holding the space, a very safe container or a loving container for people to do this transformational work.
We often call it a transformative process. And it is. In actual fact, everyone I know that's done it would say they were transformed by the end of it.
It's a very rich process, full of laughter, full of tears, full of madness, full of beauty, full of intimacy, full of touch, full of depth, full of the pain of the human condition, full of the potential of what we hold as human beings. People come with their issues, with what is keeping them in separation or what is keeping them in suffering. And those issues can be anything. And they're all welcome. And they're all part of the path of love process. People expose themselves on a level that is very rare in their everyday lives. And because of that, people go to places that are very deep in themselves and make discoveries about themselves that they might not have ever seen before.
There were things in me which I'd forgotten that I had never shared. And those were the little hurdles I continued to face, and they were the little bliss balls of realisation, you know, where I began to get the ground of my truth seen by others.
You know, I had to show up with this structure of being the guy that had it together. And I had to say, actually, this is a charade, this is a mask. And I had to expose it.
What this work's given me is it's given me another vehicle. It's given me the ability to really explore my rage and my anger.
The process will take us into those resistances. And there is an invitation to be willing to see them and to expose them, and let them have the light of air, or the light of the sun, as it were.
What a person gets from the path of love is a much greater sense of what I want. Quite often, we live doing what other people want, what's expected of us, what I'm supposed to do in order to be successful, happy, rich. In the path of love, people emerge having a true sense of what they want, what is true, and be able to communicate that.
No, I was 60 when I did the Path of Love, and it just gave me a reboot. It was just like life starts again, which wasn't really what I was sort of expecting.
I've had to come back and really face my ugliness, but in facing my ugliness, it actually brought me through to a real deep and embodied connection.
It's not some retreat that I go off and experience and it was really great. No, it's actually part of me unfolding myself, pulling off those layers, coming home to myself. It's completely delicious. I think it's allowed me to have the emotions I have, whether they're rage, which is why I have no voice, or sadness or whatever is coming up is actually absolutely and utterly okay.
And in the path of love, we create a safe environment so the feelings can unfold and the being can arise. And then there's the settling from the madness of the mind, which is all the protection of these feelings, the beliefs and the judgments and the needing to be in control and that kind of pressure that we live under. That relaxes. And then we can move more into a place, into the heart, into the being, where there's a receptivity to life rather than a fighting of life and a surviving of life. Very different place.
It's a transformation, and some people would even say there's a divinity to it.
I've felt a deep sense of peace and relaxation, and I would almost say a coming home. It's been a beautiful experience. I look forward to taking it back out into the world.
I've come from a very difficult place in my life, and this week has helped me heal and find the tools that are just going to carry me forwards in new and really profound ways.
I have a deep authenticity and a deep sense of calm and just confidence and clarity, just real exquisite clarity.
Something about the path of love rekindles that passion for life, for meaning, for yes, it is all worth it, and people find that again.
You know, I read Transformational Week, and I now know what people mean by that. It's absolutely going to change how I live in this world. You know, how I see, how I interact, and how I am within myself. Yeah.
It's just this authenticity and this calmness that I have now that I know that will just permeate into the work I do and the people in my community and the world at large.
The differences it will make will be in better relationships, more harmony in my career and relationships with colleagues, happiness, love, joy.
I know life will be okay.
I'm hoping that I can take this sweet, vulnerable heart out into my relationships, into my life, into my community.
So really the path of love is like a precious jewel where people can transform from being that rigid, conditioned person into being a fluid, open being that is connected to life.
I found my way. Yeah. And I'm on the path now, and look, I'm here, and that's it. I'm here forever. Thank you. Thank you.
It's like a sacred treasure, and it's. I guess I could say that I take my. I don't feel any apology to say this, but I take my absolute magnificence into the world, and just to be me.
It just is a liberating experience.
For anyone who has the opportunity, please grasp it with both hands in your heart and just, you can't help but make the most of this process. It's powerful and life-changing, transformative.
But it's an incredible 7 days, and it really does have the capacity to change your whole world, and just go for it.
Don't think, just feel and just do it.